Hello everyone! What happens when humans take on the extraordinary challenge of raising bears? While the bond between caretakers and these wild animals may seem remarkable, the unpredictable nature of bears can turn deadly in the blink of an eye. In this video, I show you the tragic moments when these animals attack their own keepers. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest videos. Story 1.
Story 1.
On April 22, 2008, a horrifying tragedy struck the entertainment industry and the world of animal training in Big Bear Lake, California. Stephen Miller, a 39-year-old experienced animal trainer and dedicated wildlife advocate, was fatally mauled by Rocky, a 7.5-foot tall, 700-pound trained grizzly bear. Stephen Miller came from a family deeply involved with animals. His cousin, Randy Miller, owned Predators in Action, a facility known for training animals for use in Hollywood productions. Stephen and Randy shared a love for wildlife and worked together training animals for movies, commercials, and television shows. Their animals, including Rocky, had been featured in various productions, showcasing their remarkable intelligence and obedience. Rocky himself had gained fame for appearing in a commercial for Will Ferrell's comedy Semi-Pro, where he performed a staged wrestling match with the actor. On that fateful day, Stephen was working closely with Rocky during what seemed like an ordinary session. The plan was simple. Rocky would perform a routine behavior known as a bear hug, where he would stand on his hind legs and gently embrace the trainer in a controlled manner. The maneuver was something Rocky had performed countless times without incident, but in the blink of an eye, everything changed. As Stephen guided Rocky through the exercise, the grizzly bear suddenly became aggressive. Without warning, Rocky lashed out, biting Stephen on the neck with immense force. In a matter of seconds, the situation spiraled out of control. The attack was devastating, and Stephen's injuries proved fatal almost immediately. Despite the presence of other trainers and handlers on the scene, there was little anyone could do to stop the attack in time. Emergency responders were called, but Stephen Miller succumbed to his injuries before they could arrive. The aftermath of the attack raised serious questions about the ethics and safety of working with wild animals in the entertainment industry. Rocky, like all grizzly bears, was an apex predator with immense strength and sharp instincts. While trained animals may perform on cue, their inherent nature can never be fully subdued. Even years of successful training and positive reinforcement cannot eliminate the potential for unpredictable and sometimes deadly behavior. Investigators later determined that Rocky's attack was not the result of abuse or neglect. The bear had been raised in captivity and trained using humane methods. However, wildlife experts and trainers emphasized that grizzly bears, regardless of their training, remain wild animals at heart. The pressures of captivity, coupled with the physical and psychological demands of training, can create volatile situations that even experienced handlers may struggle to control. The incident also brought renewed scrutiny to the regulations surrounding the use of exotic animals in entertainment. Critics argued that the inherent risks of working with dangerous predators like grizzly bears far outweighed the rewards, calling for stricter oversight and limitations on their use in films and commercials. Others defended the practice, asserting that with proper training and care, such animals could coexist safely with humans. While some called for the bear to be euthanized, others advocated for his relocation to a sanctuary where he could live out the rest of his life in peace. Ultimately, Rocky was spared, but remained under strict supervision, and his use in future productions was banned. For those who work in the entertainment industry, his story underscores the importance of safety protocols and the need for respect when dealing with creatures whose strength and instincts far exceed our own. Trainers must implement rigorous safety protocols during every interaction with potentially dangerous animals. Protective barriers, escape plans, and the presence of backup handlers are crucial for minimizing risks. While training can create the illusion of control, wild animals cannot be domesticated in the same way as dogs or cats. Their responses to stress, fear, or provocation can be sudden and violent. The entertainment industry should continuously evaluate whether the use of wild animals, especially predators like grizzly bears, is ethically and practically justifiable. Alternatives such as CGI or animatronics may provide safer and more humane solutions. Promote wildlife education and conservation. Stefan's love for animals was rooted in admiration and respect. His legacy could inspire greater awareness about the challenges of keeping wild animals in captivity and the need for conservation efforts to protect their natural habitats. For those who dream of working with wild animals, Stefan's story offers a sobering reality check. These incredible beings deserve our respect and admiration, but they also demand caution and humility. Let his life and legacy serve as both a tribute to his love for animals and a lesson for those who follow in his footsteps. Nature, though beautiful, remains untamed, and we must tread carefully when we step into its realm.
Story 2.
On a seemingly ordinary autumn day, September 20, 2009, a horrifying tragedy unfolded in Ross Township, Pennsylvania, that would send shockwaves across the nation. Kellyanne Walz, a 37-year-old mother and animal enthusiast, met an untimely and gruesome end in her backyard. Kellyanne Walz wasn't a stranger to animals. Known as a devoted animal lover, she had an unconventional passion for keeping exotic pets. Among her collection were a tiger, a lion, and a 350-pound black bear, all housed on her property in enclosures she had constructed herself. While her neighbors and local community harbored mixed feelings about her peculiar lifestyle, Walz was confident in her ability to care for these wild creatures. She had held permits for the animals and seemed to have a deep, albeit dangerous, bond with them. That fateful Sunday began like any other day for Kelly. She went about her routine, which included feeding and cleaning the enclosures of her exotic animals. As she prepared to clean the black bear's cage, Kelly attempted to distract the animal by throwing a pile of dog food to one corner of the enclosure. She believed this would keep the bear preoccupied while she entered to clean the space. The plan seemed simple and foolproof, but the reality of wild animals is that they are never truly predictable. Perhaps it was territorial, or maybe it felt threatened by her presence. So close to its food, whatever the trigger, the bear turned on her with ferocious force. The attack was swift and brutal. The 350-pound bear lunged at Kelly. Kelly's screams echoed through the quiet neighborhood, sending waves of panic through anyone within earshot. Tragically, there was little anyone could do to intervene. Kelly's young children were reportedly at home during the attack. Though spared from witnessing the full extent of the horrific scene, the trauma of losing their mother in such a violent and unimaginable way would undoubtedly haunt them forever. Neighbors rushed to the scene and called 911, but by the time help arrived, it was too late. Kellyanne Walz had succumbed to her injuries inside the bear's enclosure. her life cut short in a gruesome and heart-stopping manner. The aftermath of the attack was as grim as the event itself. Authorities arrived on the scene and, after assessing the situation, euthanized the bear to ensure it would pose no further danger. This decision, while necessary to protect the community, sparked heated debates about the ethics of keeping wild animals in captivity and the potential risks involved. The tragedy also highlighted the need for stricter enforcement of animal safety protocols. Experts stressed that Kelly's decision to enter the bear's enclosure while it was still inside violated basic safety guidelines. Standard practice in professional settings requires animals to be securely removed or sedated before enclosures are cleaned or maintained. By attempting to multitask cleaning while the bear was distracted, Kelly inadvertently placed herself in the path of mortal danger. Friends and family mourned the loss of a woman who, despite her unusual interests, was remembered for her kind heart and unwavering love for animals. But her story also served as a sobering reminder of the delicate balance between human fascination with the wild and the harsh realities of nature. For those who feel compelled to interact with or care for exotic animals, Kelly's story underscores the importance of respecting the unpredictable power of wildlife. No amount of familiarity or perceived bond can eliminate the dangers posed by wild animals. Their instincts, strength, and reactions are not comparable to those of domesticated pets. As humans, we must remember that true respect for wildlife means acknowledging their natural instincts and ensuring that our fascination does not come at the expense of safety for ourselves or for the animals we claim to love. Let Kelly's story be a somber reminder. The wild can never be tamed, and sometimes admiration from a distance is the safest and most respectful choice of all.
Story 3.
On a quiet day in 1982, in the heart of rural Ohio, a chilling tragedy unfolded that served Cletus Joseph Smith, a private citizen and owner of a captive bear. Cletus Joseph Smith was known in his community as a man with a unique affinity for wildlife. Like many others fascinated by the majesty and power of bears, he believed he could forge a bond with the massive creature he kept as a pet. Smith's bear was housed on his property, and while neighbors may have raised eyebrows at his unusual choice of companion, such practices weren't unheard of at the time. Regulations around the ownership of exotic and potentially dangerous animals were far laxer in the early 1980s than they are today. Smith's daily routine involved feeding and caring for his bear, tasks that required entering the animal's enclosure. By all accounts, he had grown confident in his ability to manage the bear, treating it almost as one would a large dog. But despite any perceived bond or familiarity, the bear remained a powerful predator with instincts that could never be fully suppressed. On the fateful day Smith entered the bear's enclosure during feeding time, a moment that often triggers heightened instincts in animals. Food is a critical resource for wild creatures, and even captive bears can become aggressive or territorial when eating. For reasons that will never be fully understood, the bear attacked. In a sudden and violent outburst, the powerful animal turned on Smith. By the time help arrived, it was too late. The bear was subsequently euthanized by authorities, a decision made to ensure the safety of others and to prevent future incidents. The story of Smith and his bear sparked discussions about the ethics and risks of keeping wild animals in captivity, particularly as personal pets. Unlike dogs or cats, which have been bred over millennia to live alongside humans, wild animals retain their natural instincts. Bears, in particular, are apex predators equipped with immense strength, sharp claws, and a powerful bite. Their behavior, especially in captivity, can be unpredictable and dangerous. Let the story of Cletus Joseph Smith serve as a sobering lesson, a cautionary tale of respect, responsibility, and the often deadly cost of crossing the line between human fascination and the untamed power of nature. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about wildlife and safety tips, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to catch our latest updates. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.